The phrase "once in a blue moon" refers to something that rarely happens. It might describe, for example, how often my tee shot finds the fairway when I golf. Well, this week you may hear the term blue moon used to describe an event involving the real moon, specifically the full moon, but in this case the meaning is open to interpretation. Now, the moon is full every 29.5 days, so every once in a while 2 full moons must occur in a calendar month. And that's the case this month in North America. The moon was full on October 1st, and it will be again on the 31st. That second full moon in a month has been called a blue moon. It happens on average every 2.5 to 3 years. But the last time a blue moon occurred on Halloween in all U.S. time zones was way back in 1944. But this popular description of a blue moon is actually not what was originally intended. It's a misinterpretation of a more complicated definition. Consider that some years will have 13 full moons instead of 12. And so in those years, one of the seasons must have 4 full moons instead of 3. And by the original definition, a blue moon is the 3rd full moon in the season that has 4. This rule originated in the Christian calendar, where certain full moons determine key holidays. For example, the first full moon of spring helped set the date of Easter. A year with 13 full moons messed up the timing in the calendar, and calling the extra one a blue moon helped preserve the relationship between these holidays and the lunar cycle. Whichever definition you use, this blue moon won't look blue, but there are times when the moon can appear bluish. Forest firefighters will tell you the moon and even the sun sometimes look blue when viewed through smoky skies. And occasionally, after great volcanic eruptions, the moon and sun have also appeared bluish. Now, the key to a real blue moon is having just the right amount of tiny particles in the air. This could come from forest fires, for example, of diameter between 500 and 1,000 billionth of a meter in diameter. Now, sunlight, of course, has all the colors in it. So moonlight, which is just reflected sunlight, does too. And when that encounters particles of this size, more of the shorter wavelengths, the violets and blues, gets through than the longer wavelengths, such as red. Our eyes perceive this unequal mixture as a bluish tint. One of the most well-known episodes of blue suns and moons occurred in September 1950, when winds carried oily smoke from huge fires in Canada into the eastern U.S. Where the smoke cleared enough so that the sun or moon was visible, it looked lavender or blue, even in Pennsylvania. A resident of Newcastle at the time described it this way: "It got really dark in the daytime, like 1 or 2 p.m., and you could smell the slight odor of smoke. For a night or two, we had this bluish tinged near full moon." Arguably the most widespread blue moon event of the last few centuries followed the eruption of the Krakatoa volcano in Indonesia in 1883. As the ash cloud spread worldwide, blue moons, whether full, half, or crescent, appeared almost every night for months and, in some cases, years. Stay tuned. Our extended forecast is next.